Pip fruit grower, developer and exporter Phil Ellison is growing a brand new apple variety called Rockit on his 150-hectare orchard in Hawke's Bay. Phil is taking an unusual approach in marketing this award-winning pint-sized apple.
Background of Rockit is it was bred in Havelock North here by Plant and Food. We got some trial trees and we've developed things to a stage whereby we approached Prevar, which is the industry body that commercialises new varieties, and asked for trial marketing licences. We were allowed to negotiate a licence, so we've now got a global exclusive licence for this variety. First thing was, it was completely different, very bright, I think quite pretty, sexy colour. The size, it's naturally bred to be a small apple. It's about 1.5 times the size of a golf ball. Very sweet, beautiful eating apple. Because you're always eating the skin, it always feels fresh and so on. And it's basically 4 bites and you're done.
How are we doing? Remember, they're not tight, okay?
So those are the sorts of things that I got interested on. And then as we distributed to friends and workers and people like that, they had the same experience, so that's what led us to push on further. 20 years ago, snack foods beat up on the fresh fruit and produce. You know, the small chocolate bars, the little wee small bags of chippies or twisties, individually wrapped prunes, the small raisin box, all of those are sort of examples of FMCG, fast-moving consumable goods. And I felt that the produce industry was really lacking right across the industry in reciprocal type product to meet consumers' demands. And recently, obesity and all of those sorts of things have come back in, cooking programs and so on and so forth. So I felt then that, hey, not only have we got a little wee apple that is a snack, but how can we then package it and deliver it into that fast-moving consumable goods section of the market. These are the Rockit trees just coming into flower. This is a dwarfing rootstock, so it's a small tree and it's concentrated production, so we plant them close and it's the new way of growing. It's efficient in terms of land use, but also efficient in terms of inputs. You don't, not so many ladders like the old days and so on and so forth. Compared to other pests and diseases, we're finding this tree and this variety on this tree is very grower friendly with, you know, not high incidence of black spot or powdery mildew, which are typically issues that we've got to watch. And the insects, because the apples are small, I don't think that the insects like them that much. There's not enough natural cover for them. One of the key points of difference for Rockit is that it's a small apple. Historically, the market's always liked a bigger fruit, so this is pretty much a standard size apple, and these are the Rockits. As far as we're aware, this is the world's first, certainly for an apple. There is a small pear in Europe, which has been bred along for the same lines as what we've done with Rockit. What we wanted to do was turn this apple from an ordinary other apple and differentiate it. So part of that story was about the fast-moving consumable goods. So it needed to have packaging, it needed to have convenience and so on. Now we've got a tube, so from a hygiene point of view, ease, etc., we think it's a great concept. It's made to ultimately go on your table, next to your computer, in the car, a golf trundler, a pushchair, in a handbag. So that's part of this convenience type market segment that we're pushing. Originally, we got hold of Marks & Spencer and we sent them some samples and they told us they thought it was a stunning apple. So we're now in Marks & Spencer in London, and our other big market is Taiwan, with the Asian palate and being different and the packaging, they can't get enough of it. So we're busy trying to ramp up production to supply them.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.